You know that feeling when the pediatrician's looking at you with those eyes, and you're nodding along about safe sleep guidelines while thinking about what actually happened at 3 a.m. last night. Yeah, we need to talk about this because I'm seeing too many mothers drowning in guilt and shame over something that almost every parent struggles with. So today, I'm walking you through the 4 essential strategies that help you navigate the real-world challenges of baby sleep while actually keeping your little one safe. These 4 approaches include the couch trap prevention method that could literally save your baby's life, the risk assessment framework that empowers you to make informed decisions without judgment, the realistic safety modifications that work with your family's needs, and the conversation script that helps you have honest discussions with your pediatrician. The first thing you should do is understand why the couch is your biggest enemy. Listen, researchers found that falling asleep with your baby on a couch or armchair increases the risk of infant death by up to 67 times. 67 times. That's not a typo. And here's the part that will make your heart skip. A 2024 study showed that 44% of mothers who try to stay awake nursing in chairs or on couches accidentally fall asleep there. I remember one night, I was so determined not to bring my baby into bed that I sat in the rocking chair to nurse. Next thing I knew, I was jolting awake with my heart pounding, realizing I dozed off with my baby wedged between me and the armrest. Next, you need to develop what I call your personal risk assessment framework. See, not all bed sharing is created equal. The research is crystal clear on this. The risk factors stack up differently for different families. If you're breastfeeding, don't smoke, haven't had any alcohol or sedating medications, and your baby was born full term and healthy, your risk profile looks completely different from someone who formula feeds, smokes, or has been drinking. I'm not saying bed sharing is safe. I'm saying you need to understand your specific risk factors so you can make informed decisions. The Academy of Breastfeeding Medicine actually acknowledges this complexity, while the AAP takes a blanket approach. But here's what matters: you knowing exactly what increases danger for your baby. The third strategy is to implement what I call harm reduction sleep modifications. Now, pediatricians in New Zealand have seen a 30% reduction in infant sleep deaths since 2010 by taking this approach instead of just saying, don't do it. They teach families how to make their sleep environment safer regardless of where baby ends up sleeping. So here's what you do. Prepare your bed every night as if your baby might end up there. Remove all pillows and heavy blankets from your side of the bed. Put your mattress on the floor if possible, away from walls where baby could get trapped. Keep the room cool. Position baby away from your partner and any other children. Think of it like wearing a seatbelt. You're not planning to crash, but you prepare just in case. Your fourth step is mastering the honest pediatrician conversation. A recent study found that many mothers hide their bed sharing from their doctors because they don't want to be lectured. But research from Baylor College shows that when pediatricians ask open-ended questions like, "Can you tell me how your baby sleeps at night?" instead of launching into warnings, families are more likely to share honestly and receive personalized safety guidance. So, when your pediatrician asks, here's your script. I always start the night with baby in the bassinet, but I want to be honest. Sometimes when I'm nursing at night, I worry about falling asleep in the chair. What's the safest way to handle those exhausted middle-of-the-night feeds? This opens the door for real conversation about your situation. Now that you understand these strategies, let me tell you about Maria. She came to me racked with guilt because she'd been bed sharing after swearing she never would. Her baby would only sleep touching her, and she tried everything. Every sleep training method, every swaddle, every white noise machine. She was falling asleep standing up, walking into walls, and one night she dozed off holding the baby on the couch and woke up to him slipping down between the cushions. That was her breaking point. We worked through these exact strategies together. She moved her mattress to the floor, removed all the extra bedding, and most importantly, she had an honest conversation with her pediatrician using the script I gave her. Her doctor helped her understand her specific risk factors and gave her additional safety modifications. 6 months later, she told me, "I wish someone had given me permission to plan for reality instead of pretending I could be superhuman." Here's what this all comes down to. Researchers have found that even when mothers know all the safe sleep guidelines, that knowledge alone doesn't change behavior when you're dealing with a baby who won't sleep and your own desperate exhaustion. The 2024 nationwide Children's Hospital study showed that mothers who deviate from guidelines aren't careless. They're human beings trying to survive and keep their babies happy. I've watched too many mothers spiral into dangerous situations because they were so ashamed to admit they couldn't follow the guidelines perfectly. One mother told me she was so scared of judgment that she never told anyone she was bed sharing, which meant she never learned about removing pillows or positioning babies safely. Another was so determined to avoid bed sharing that she spent weeks doing all-night feeds in a recliner, one of the most dangerous places to fall asleep with a baby. The truth that we need to start saying out loud is this: the AAP guidelines represent the ideal scenario, but we don't live in an ideal world. We live in a world where mothers are often alone at night, beyond exhausted, with babies who have their own strong opinions about where they'll sleep. Pretending otherwise doesn't keep babies safer. It just drives families underground with their struggles. What would change if we acknowledged that safe sleep isn't just about following rules? It's about understanding risks, making informed choices, and having backup plans for when exhaustion wins. Because exhaustion often does win, and shame doesn't prevent that. It just prevents families from getting the safety information they desperately need. Every time a mother comes to me convinced she's failing because she can't get her baby to sleep alone in the crib, I remind her that throughout most of human history, babies slept close to their mothers. That doesn't mean we ignore modern safety research. It means we work with both biological reality and safety knowledge to find the best path forward for each family. If you're ready to release the shame and develop a realistic safe sleep approach that actually works for your family, I've created a comprehensive safe sleep reality guide that walks you through detailed risk assessments, safety modifications for different scenarios, and exact scripts for having honest conversations with your healthcare providers. Because keeping your baby safe isn't about being perfect. It's about being prepared, informed, and honest about what's really happening in your home at 3 a.m.